All right, Mike, thank you so much. Can you just give us a sense of whether or not today's protest, what's the scope in terms of size? Is it better? I mean, excuse me, is it bigger, or the crowd's less than what we saw yesterday with those arrests?
I think the crowd gets a little bit bigger every day, and it gets a little more emotional every day. And the people who don't feel that they've gotten enough attention are trying to ramp it up a little bit every day. The people who are very encouraged, you just heard about them in your last report, are the revolutionary communists. They did their whole flag burning thing, and of course they want to say it's a First Amendment issue. You talk to the police, they'll say the issue is that you started a fire in the middle of a crowd, and you can't do that for the obvious reasons that people got hurt. And they're showing up here at 5 o'clock because they're getting a lot of attention. They're not discouraged at all.
Hey, Mike, Alex Conant here. So I went to the convention yesterday, and I saw some of the demonstrators were sort of blocking and making it harder for people to get into the convention hall. Do you expect that's going to happen again tonight?
I think so, because particularly the groups that haven't gotten enough attention. So one way, if you show up and you just make a lot of noise and realize that you're part of the din, you've got to do something to make yourself stand out. And one way to do that is become an obstruction, and then the police have to deal with you. And ultimately, what we've seen, I mean, you've got these huge numbers of police out here. These are the Georgia State Troopers, and they're big guys too. And when ultimately they come and they start moving someone around, that person will toggle very rapidly from aggressor to victim. And as soon as the police come around, everybody goes victim and says you're violating my rights and blah, blah, blah. You've heard it 100 times.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is Canada. It looks like a lot of people just kind of hanging out. It seems like there's no clear thing they're asking for. They're just kind of hanging out and they're mad. Right? Is it more clear than that?
Everybody's talking at me. I sang for you, and we missed it because of the delay. Yeah, you can't hear anything. Everybody's talking at the same time. You can't make out what anybody's saying.
Mike, one last question for you. Are you hearing among the protesters that they're interested at all in visiting the Democratic convention next week in Philadelphia?
Oh, a lot of them say that. You got the anarchists out here. So many of the different groups, some of them say they're anti-fascist. So many of the groups say they oppose the system. So the system was set up by the man, which includes Democrats and Republicans, and they say it keeps the average guy down. Yeah, so a lot of them do intend to go to Philadelphia and demonstrate as well. You got it.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. Be safe.